Hey guys, it's Megan. Welcome back to the library. Today we have got to make this snappy because it is burning up in here and very, very smelly. They've been cleaning the library. They did my floors and actually cleaned the carpets, like with some, like actual carpet cleaner stuff. So it's wet and very smelly and very humid and it's terrible. And I just want to get out of here and I gotta go pick up the baby from daycare because it's the summer. So we can pick him up whenever we want. So we're gonna unbox our May. This is actually the May box technically. Or is it I don't know. But basically they're holding, this company, Junior Library Guild, is holding my 2 summer boxes because they don't know if somebody will be here to let them in when they get delivered. So I won't get them. There won't be another unboxing for a little while. But I think that there might be more than 8 books in here. I don't know. No, maybe there are just 8. They're really big books if that's the case. I've not looked at any of these. I don't know what's in here. Can't remember. Let's see what we get. So filter, no filter and other lies. With like a plus size protagonist, which is really good because I'm trying to get more like plus size representation in my books because I'm doing, I was doing a library audit, like a diversity audit, and that's one of the categories that I definitely did not have enough books in, that's for sure. I'm not going to read the summary of every single one of these because we would be here all day, but I know that this, I think I want to say I've seen this book somewhere else before, but it's definitely realistic fiction. It says it's a raw, laugh out loud story about messy friendships, heart squeezing first love, complex racial dynamics, painful family secrets, coming out, and love for the gram. What's the gram? G-R-A-M. It's also about the lies we tell each other and ourselves that hurt the most and the truths that will set us free. I bet this is getting good reviews. I just have a feeling. I don't know what the gram is though. I can't actually figure it out. Editing Megan here. I am so stupid. The book is called something about filters. I already forgot the name of the book, but it's something about filters. It's obviously Instagram. Let's see if this author has anything else. Yeah, she does. This is not her first book. So it doesn't really sound like the book for me, but if it's funny, I would probably read it. But I'll see what kind of reviews this one's getting. Next is this one. I'm thinking this is our graphic novel because it's awfully heavy. Yeah, this is our graphic novel for the month, which is Tin Man by Justin Madsen. And the tagline is, all he ever wanted was a heart. He has to figure out how to use it. A whimsical coming-of-age tale that celebrates unlikely friendships, chosen family, and what it means to build your own future. Oh, this is a debut graphic novel. It's about a girl and her brother befriend the titular Tin Man with unexpected results. It's equal parts The Iron Giant, The Wizard of Oz, Edward Scissorhands, and Freaks and Geeks. It's a story about finding friendship in the unlikeliest of places. I mean, maybe I would read it. I'm a little bit more into graphic novels, especially because I could read them in, one sitting, which is really nice. I'm into shorter books lately. So I don't know, it's like strangely heavy. It's very dense. So I might read this one. Okay, I see a book by Alice Oseman. I feel like that's a very popular young adult author. I know she's written several other books. Oh, Heartstopper. Yeah. She wrote Heartstopper, which is like everybody loves Heartstopper. So this one's called Loveless. And it says it's an exceptional YA novel about discovering it's okay if you don't have sexual or romantic feelings for anyone, since there are plenty of other ways to find love and connection. So this character comes to realize that they're on the A range of the LGBTQIA+ spectrum, coming to understand herself as asexual / aromantic. Disrupting the narrative she's been told since birth isn't easy, but Georgia is determined to get her life right with the help of her, and despite the drama of her friends. Probably not one that I would read. Oh, I didn't know this author was from England. Oh, wow. Radio Silence. Yeah, that was her other big one. But I'll be intrigued to see if students are into it. Wow, the font is super tiny. I mean, there's still a lot of words on each, there's still a lot of like space between like the lines and stuff, but oh dear goodness, that's some small font. Okay, next is a book I've heard of, which is Here's to Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera, both of whom I should say are pretty famous. And I see that there are 2 points of view right off the bat, so I'm wondering if each author wrote like one point of view. Oh, wow. It says that these authors were strangers when their debut novels, Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda and More Happy Than Not, sold within days of each other. 2 weeks later, they read and obsessed over each other's books. And 2 months later, the idea of What If It's Us was born over email. Oh, so they already wrote a book together, I guess? They live in each other's text messages. Becky lives in Georgia and Adam lives in Los Angeles. How do you write a book together then? I guess over email. That's interesting. So, okay, it's actually pretty long. It's like 460 pages, but font's not very, not very small. So, I mean, it's decent sized font. So it's about Ben and Arthur. And even as the boys try to shake off the past, they keep running into each other in the present. If this universe is trying to tell them that there's a do-over in the future. Oh, and I just saw it's the sequel to What If It's Us. Okay, well, that explains a lot. So if I'd read the first one, I might read this one, but I've not even read the first one. Okay, next is a book I have seen on BookTube before, but not too much. 1,000 Steps into Night by Tracy Chee. Is Tracy Chee, has she written anything else? Oh yeah, she wrote the book We Are Not Free, which was a National Book Award finalist. I feel like I've heard of that, and some other things. This is a YA fantasy standalone novel. Oh, a YA fantasy standalone. Well, you had me at hello. It says, Miyuko, it resolved to fight. She would hurt them if they tried to hurt her, for she was neither a fragile old woman nor a little girl. Yagra, the whisper went through the crowd. Demon, worse, a female demon. So there's tricksters. She has to escape demon hunters, negotiate with feral gods. There's a demon prince that she's thwarted by. Oh, interesting. It says this is a Japanese influenced fantasy brimming with dragons, adventure, and plans gone awry. Well, this just got added to my TBR. Okay, next is a book that I think I substituted. Okay, this was supposed to be a different book, but I think that this was like the mystery choice or something from, I don't know. I just remember I think I substituted to pick this one because I thought it sounded good. This Sean David Hutchinson, we have quite a few books by him now. And this one's called Howl, and it definitely looks sort of like a mystery thriller type thing. This author, yeah, definitely has a lot of other books, a complicated love story set in space, the past and other things that should stay buried, at the edge of the universe. I've heard of those. Says Virgil Knox was attacked by a monster. Nobody believes him. They'd been drinking, he said. It must have been a bear, but he knows that it wasn't any of those things. So he thinks he's the new kid in town, though, and that's hard enough without being the kid who's suddenly afraid of monsters or something. So he knows the monster's still out there, and if he isn't careful, Virgil's afraid he'll come back to finish him off, or worse, that he'll become one himself. It's gritty and raw, portrays an understanding of the oftentimes traumatic experience of growing up with the author's signature wisdom, biting wit, and heart. You know, just because it sounds kind of fun, I think I'd actually read it. It's actually quite long, at a little over 400 pages. The font, you can see it's not terrible either way, just kind of moderate sized font with a lot of spacing between the words. So not too many words per page. So probably wouldn't take as long as it looks like it would, but it will definitely scare some people off. And I'm afraid that the readers that would be interested in it are the ones, you know, that would like that plot, would not like this big book. So maybe if I can see how long the audiobook is, I can convince students that, hey, you know, if you were to listen to this, it'll only take you like 6 hours or whatever it winds up being. Okay, that should leave us with 2. Oh. The Atlas 6. I could tell what it was from the back because it said, welcome to the Alexandrian Society. So I think this is technically adult fantasy, but in our Junior Library Guild subscription, it was listed as adult crossover, I believe. I think I can even look and see. Is it adult crossover? Yeah, AC, adult crossover. So I decided to get this because I'm trying to get more adult novels in our library. Oh my gosh, look at how many words there are per page. No wonder this audiobook was quite long. So I've DNF'd this book. I listened to 30%, 40%, maybe 40%. I didn't care. Maybe it's because it was on audio. I don't know. Ooh, I didn't know there were illustrations in this. That's cool. I didn't know that's what that character, honestly, I've even forgotten the characters' names at this point, but I did not care what it was about. I thought, somebody told me there was going to be like black holes and then it was going to get like really complicated, and it didn't though. So I feel like everyone ever knows what this book's about, so I'm not going to tell you, but I did DNF it, and I don't know how I'm going to promote it to kids when I didn't like it, but I know that so many other people like it, and I don't know if I should try again and try reading it physically. I mean, even this is more interesting. This was not in the, or maybe it was in the audiobook, but like I don't remember it. But even having like that is a little more interesting than just listening to the straight up audiobook, like knowing what's coming, you know, what the next chapters are going to be. So I don't know, but it's going to be a series, and considering I'm not even like a huge fan of this one, I don't know. I probably won't try reading it again. Which means we are on to our last book, and I don't know what it would be since we already have mystery, graphic novel. I have no idea. Let's just see what it is. Oh, it's a nonfiction. I remember picking this book out. The Race of the Century, The Battle to Break the 4-Minute Mile. I didn't know, has anybody broken the 4-minute mile? I have no idea. What is the record? I don't actually know. It says there was a time when, it was thought to be just impossible to run under 4 minutes, but in 1952, after being in the Helsinki Olympics and facing defeat, 3 world-class runners each set out to break this barrier. So you have 3 of them. Robert Bannister, who's a young English medical student. He epitomized the ideal of the amateur. John Landy, who's the privileged son of a genteel Australian family. And Wes Santee, the swaggering American, a Kansas farm boy and natural athlete. So spanning 3 continents and defying the odds, these athletes' collective quest to run the perfect mile captivated the world. I don't know if that'd be perfect, but all right. So did they? It says this author brings his fast-paced narrative style to a breathless YA adaptation. Oh, it's a YA adaptation of one of his most successful adult books of all time called The Perfect Mile, in this inspiring and poignant story of 3 unlikely heroes racing to achieve the impossible. So this is an adaptation of an adult book called The Perfect Mile, adapted for young adults. And the font is not too bad, lots of spacing between between lines, so it's not, that really helps to not intimidate kids, I promise you. It helps to not intimidate me. So also very short, which is something that they are interested in. And are there pictures in the middle? There's like this, yeah, there's pictures in the middle. So I'm gonna assume that somebody did break the 4 minute, oh yeah, they did, look at that. Spoiler alert, somebody broke it. 3 minutes, 58 seconds. How could you run, oh my gosh. I can't even run a mile in less than 9 minutes. I mean, have I run a mile in less than 9 minutes? Maybe 8 something once ever. I don't even know. So like, I can't even imagine running twice that fast or more than twice that fast. I mean, obviously I'm not in the shape to do that, but anyway, I would read this just because, I don't know, it actually sounds pretty interesting. It sounds like sort of like, I don't know, the race to get into space, or the race to discover like the DNA helix, double helix or whatever, like all those different things, where the race to be the first one to discover something or get to something. So this is the race to break the 4 minute mile. And I'm really into running. I'm actually about to run my first ever 10K in about a week and a half. So, or no, actually oh shoot, it's a week and a day. Ugh. So those are all the books in our box. I'm sweating to death, so I've got to get out of here. But out of these, the one that I'm definitely going to read is 1,000 Steps Into Night. I might add this to my summer TBR. In fact, maybe I'll just take it home with me today. I know I've got a million other books on my summer TBR. I already filmed a video about it, but let's just add this one. I'm not really super excited about any of the rest of them. I already DNF'd the Atlas 6. Hal sounds interesting. I don't think I'd read it, but I think I need to know more about it to know how to book talk it to students, because this seems like one for like reluctant readers. I'm glad I picked some with male main characters. I think that's why I actually chose a few of these, because I knew that that would actually appeal to some of our readers that would say, oh, I have a lot of students that talk about how the main character's point of view is usually female. So this one has some male protagonists in it. I think, yeah, this one's got 2 male protagonists in it. This one has a male protagonist. Well, this one's definitely got male protagonists. So literally, oh, this one has male protagonists. So 5 out of the 8 of these, so more than half, have male protagonists in them. So that's like really super exciting. Oh, and then I'm probably actually gonna read this one too, because why not? So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and let me know if you plan on reading any of these yourself, and if there's any other ones that I really need to pick up. And if you've read this, please let me know what you think about it, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye.